Imagine this. You fall in love with someone who doesn't even notice you. You whisper their name into the night, light candles, recite ancient words, and hope magic will deliver their heart. But instead of romance, you awaken something darker. A presence you can't control. A force that consumes both you and the person you love. This is the dark side of romantic curses, love spells that promised passion but ended in obsession, tragedy, and horror. Love spells are as old as human desire itself. In ancient Egypt, magical papyri described rituals where honey, wax, and written charms were used to bind two souls together. In Greece and Rome, people carved names into lead tablets, burying them in graves to summon underworld spirits who would enslave a lover's heart. During the Middle Ages, folk healers crafted potions of wine, herbs, and sometimes blood, said to inflame passion. Some even used bones of the dead, believing love could be chained with death itself. But history also tells us this: every culture warned of consequences. Ancient Greeks feared the wrath of the gods. In Christianity, love magic was linked to demonic influence. In African and Caribbean traditions, spells were believed to backfire if the spirits were not properly appeased. And still, people risked everything. Why? Because the longing for love can overpower even the fear of curses. In 16th century Italy, the story is told of Isabella, a young woman hopelessly in love with a wealthy nobleman far above her status. Desperate, she turned to a village witch for help. The witch gave her a potion, said to guarantee the nobleman's eternal love. At first, it worked. He was enchanted, obsessed, showering her with attention. But obsession quickly turned to madness. He stopped eating, stopped sleeping, and raved about shadows whispering in his dreams. Within weeks, he collapsed in delirium. When the townspeople discovered Isabella's secret, she was accused of witchcraft and executed. The nobleman died soon after, screaming her name. A spell meant to bind two hearts instead chained them both to death. Was it poison, madness, or something darker? Whatever the truth, the story endured as a warning: love taken by force becomes a curse. In Haitian Vodou, love spells are not uncommon, but they come with a cost. Practitioners warn that spirits, once called upon, must be fed and respected, or they will turn on the spellcaster. One legend tells of a woman who begged a priest to make her husband faithful. He performed the ritual, tying the man's spirit to hers. But instead of loyalty, the husband grew violent, claiming he felt chains tightening on his soul. His health collapsed, and soon, both husband and wife wasted away. The community believed the spirits demanded repayment, payment she could not give. Whether superstition or supernatural, the lesson was clear: in trying to control another's love, she lost not only him, but herself. You might think these dark tales belong to the past, but the truth is, love spells are thriving today. A quick search online reveals thousands of tutorials: how to bind a lover, how to make someone dream of you, how to force a marriage proposal. Some claim success. Others report disturbing side effects. People speak of sudden nightmares, feeling watched, hearing whispers. One woman described how, after casting a spell on her ex-boyfriend, she began waking up with scratches across her arms. He, meanwhile, developed anxiety so severe he refused to leave his home. Are these coincidences? The mind playing tricks under guilt and expectation? Or could something darker still be at work? What if the real curse is not on the person you target, but on you? There is another kind of curse, one that needs no magic at all. The curse of obsession. Psychologists warn that when people use love spells, what they often feel isn't love, but control. The more they try to bind someone, the more they lose themselves. Their thoughts spiral. They mistake desperation for devotion, and lust for love. Countless true stories reveal this cycle: spellcasters who became consumed by jealousy, paranoia, and fear that the spell might fade. Relationships collapsed under the weight of unnatural expectations. Perhaps, in this sense, every forced love spell is doomed to fail. Because the strongest curse is not words whispered under moonlight, but the prison of our own desires. So why do love spells so often end in tragedy? Some traditions say it is because love is sacred, and spirits rebel against manipulation. Others believe it is the universe restoring balance, forcing back what was unnaturally taken. In psychology, it's explained through guilt, projection, and the unconscious mind. When you believe you've tampered with fate, your own fear becomes the curse. But maybe the truth is simpler. Maybe love cannot be taken. It can only be given. And when we forget this truth, we invite darkness into the very thing we wanted to protect. From ancient Egypt to the modern internet, love spells have always tempted those desperate for affection. But the stories, whether legend, folklore, or lived experience, all share the same warning. Love, when forced, rots into obsession. Spells that bind hearts often break them instead. And those who try to command love may end up cursed by their own desire. In the end, the dark side of romantic curses reminds us of a simple truth: love cannot be stolen, trapped, or conjured. It must be chosen, freely. Or it isn't love at all. And sometimes, the greatest curse is getting exactly what you wished for.